Okay, so here we are back into the lambing pen where we did the assisted birth to start with. And we've got the white lamb and the black lamb here. What I'm doing, I know it's all just black, isn't it? But I'm actually just holding my hand under his chin to keep his head on the teat, because the birthing process is the easy bit. It's keeping them alive after they're born, which is the challenge, isn't it, Mum? And sometimes what we need to do is help them to get on the teat. Now, this black lamb, definitely, you know, he keeps letting go of the teat and then he can't find it again. So what I do generally, if they're a bit like that, is I sit them down, you can see, in a nice little seating position. And then I put the teat in their mouth, squirt a bit of milk in, and then I just hold my hand under the chin. And every time that he loses the teat, I pop it back in his mouth. And what that means is he's going to get a lovely big drink of colostrum, which will set him up then to have lots of immunity against diseases. Just while I'm suckling this lamb, I thought I'd talk a little bit about these lambs. Do you think they look like their brother and sister? No, not at first glance, but they are. Back at mating time, I think you'll remember we saw that our girls aren't very fussy, are you? No. In fact, this could be the ewe that starred in our mating film clip, because we're like on day one. And there was a black-faced Suffolk ewe, a bit like this one. Actually, I think it is, because she has a purple dot. And she was sharing the love around. She was obviously ovulating, and she was mating with the Texel crossers and the Suffolks. Oh, you are adorable. Yes, your baby is adorable. And what we have got is, she's got two babies by two different fathers. This one here, mated, the father is the Suffolk ram that I've got. So this lamb is actually 3/4 Suffolk, because the mum is half Suffolk herself. And then, as well as our Suffolk lamb, this one, obviously, your daddy was one of the Texel crossers. Yes, because you've got white furry ears and a little spotty nose. You're very furry and very woolly. Oh, that's good. This little one's just getting the hang now of drinking on its own and getting back on the teat. So yes, so we've got a mixed race birth here. So we've got a Suffolk and we've got a little Texel. I think the Texel's the cutest. So, like I said, you know, the hard work just begins. We need to keep checking now that these lambs are drinking and able to latch on by themselves. So you'll see the teat is just slipped out of his mouth. He's trying to find it. Head up, darling. Pop that teat back in. You probably haven't quite had enough. Sorry about the filming here while I do this. No, you are having enough? We'll let him have a rest for a bit then. So how do we tell if our lambs have had a drink? Can we just look at them? It's tricky. I mean, she's not completely hollow, but I'm saying is she, I haven't checked yet. But what we do, and this doesn't hurt them, is we grab hold of their legs just above the knee joints and we pick them up. And then we look at the tummy. That is lovely and round and full. That is a little girl too, by the way. There you are, darling. I'll gently put them down, help you sit up. So you've got a lovely full tummy, but what about you, sweetie? Hey? Shall I disturb you? Let's see. I mean, it's been sitting there drinking for a while. Oh, wow, yeah. Not as full as I'd like, but you're a big lamb. So this one's going to take a bit more to fill it, just because if you look at the size difference, you know, side by side, there is a size difference, definitely. Oh, they are wagging and looking, head-butting. It's all signs of trying to get the mum to let down their milk. But because they're newborn, they're looking in the wrong place. They haven't quite got it yet. So your role as a shepherd is to help them to find the right place. And sometimes all you need to do is just give them a little push in the right direction. And then they'll put their head down and they'll find the teat. Other times, as well as giving them a push in the right direction, you also have to actually put the teat in their mouth and hold them on there a little bit till they get the hang of finding the teat. It's very hard to do two at once. Normally I just do one lamb at a time, And then I put the other lamb by the mum's head, just like where this one is, because it helps to keep her calmer. And then she'll encourage the lamb by licking his little tail. But a lamb near the head of the ewe helps to keep them quiet and calm while the other one's having a drink. So, and she's still cleaning them. I mean, they're still soaking wet. So they're up and drinking. It's been 30 minutes now since they've been born. And that's what we want. We want them to get this colostrum inside of them in under 3 hours to get maximum benefit of absorption of the immunoglobulins that are in the colostrum, which help to give them protection against disease. So, you know, after about 6 hours, the ability to absorb them decreases. And then, you know, you may as well be giving them normal milk. There are some people that are saying now that if a lamb doesn't get colostrum in the first 3 hours of its life, it's only got a 50% chance of survival for the rest of it. You know, sheep are really fickle. I know I keep saying that, you know, if there's any excuse to try to die, they will. So, you know, we don't want to give them any excuses, which means as soon as they're born, we do the messing about. We don't leave them and just see. You know, we do supervise it. That's it, darling. Head down just a little bit. There we go. Oh, yes, you got it. You nearly got it. Oh, we just got to put that teat in. There you go. There. The white one's definitely got a bit more of a natural instinct for finding the teat than the black one. Oh, look at that. But even when they're wagging their tail, no, she hasn't quite got it. I might have to have 2 hands to do this. So we might have to sign off for now. So what's next? So we've got to put iodine on their umbilical cords in another couple of hours. And we'll suckle them again in another couple of hours, keeping an eye on mum's water bucket. They lose a lot of fluid when they give birth and they get very thirsty. So make sure that water bucket is topped up, that they've got hay, you know, and a lot of fluids have come out of her in the birth. You can see the dark colour of the straw. So I might go and get some straw and put some clean straw down. And then I'm going to suckle that black lamb again. So it's all very fiddly and time consuming. But if we mess about now, and take the time to make sure that they have their colostrum and that they've got full bellies of milk and that their mum is hydrated and eating and doing well, then they reward you by staying alive, basically. So definitely worth the effort. Isn't it, little sweetheart? So we've got a little girl, and then our black lamb, no surprises, is a boy. You do look like a boy, don't you? Hey? I'm sure the boys will give you a name as well. So I'll keep you updated with their progress and how they go. But a great start for them so far.